Welcome to the RWE Power Hour. And here are your hosts, the voice of the RWE, DJ Mike T, and the Dean of Arkansas Sportscasting, Cornbread Chris Heineken.
And what's up? What's up? Oh, wait, this ain't Tuesday night. It's a very special Thursday night of the Power Hour. I am the host of the RWE, DJ Mike T, and he is, there it is. He is back from with the A&P. He is none other than the co-host, the Dean of Arkansas Sports and Wrestling, Cornbread Chris Heineken. Cornbread, first things are first. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. But my biggest question to you is, and excuse my language, but why in the hell did Just In Case show up Saturday night and said that you sent him to take over for you because I couldn't do my job?
Mind if I clear something up for the record?
Please go right ahead.
And I'm kind of pulled a little bit of a Eric Bischoff type of thing. Clear something up for the record. One, where the heck has Just In Case been? Number two, he does not have my phone number. I don't have his phone number. I don't even know what his social media deal is. And for him to blatantly lie in front of the world and literally say the things he said is just a case. Pretty much, you don't believe anything he says. He can literally go to the grocery store and buy literally 4 tampons on the side of the pole and literally have ourselves a little quote unquote family dinner, so to speak. And bottom line, everybody will believe him.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I had to go there to just to make sure everything gets cleared up because that shows you how red his face is.
Right. Well, he kept saying throughout the whole entire beginning of the show Saturday night, because I said, I know.
Yeah, I watched the tape.
Yeah.
He's a nutcase. Not just a case, nutcase.
Right.
He looks like he belongs on the Raheem video. Come on.
Well, we're gonna switch things up a little bit. One, we do want to wish everybody a New Year because we are having a show this Saturday night. It's going to be a special start time of 8 p.m. We will go like we did last year, all the way up to the stroke of midnight. Once midnight hits, we ring in RWE in the new year, the RWE way.
Mm-hmm.
Also, we want to say we hope that you guys had a very special Merry Christmas this past Saturday night. Hence the reason why we took last week off from the Power Hour as well as this past Tuesday night, because we've got something in the works starting next week for the new year, the Power Hour. We'll get more into that this Saturday night.
Yeah.
But since we brought up Just In Case, there was a fatal 4-way match that took place to determine the new number 1 contender for the RWE United States Championship. Those 4 contenders were, let me pull it up here because I know I just had it. It was Drayshawn Prince, Connor Vega, right? Connor Vega, JRT in his first ever singles championship push, besides the one he had with Michael Elgin, and the former champion Justin Vincent. Well, This match was hard hitting any way you look at it. And I'm going to go ahead and bring on one of our guests tonight who was actually there. She shot the whole entire show for us. She is none other than Erica Black of Black Spectrum Photography.
Yes!
Erica. Welcome to the show tonight, Erica. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We are doing pretty good.
I'm glad to see you again, girl. Woo!
It's been like forever, Cornbread.
Excuse me. The fatal 4-way match during the semi-main event. Give us your thoughts on it, being up close and personal with the action taking basically no limits.
Well, it was, in my opinion, it was very, very crazy because you have everybody going for everybody, and especially with JRT and Connor going after each other all the time because their history, you know, it dates back to beginning of RWE, and so they still got that grudge going on, even though it's not really relevant right now. And then,
sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, Drayshawn Prince was able to walk away with the very hard-hitting victory, but for everybody that's watching, pay real close attention to what happened after the match. Take a look.
Guarantees first shot at tasting singles gold if he's able to win this. Oh, look at that. Misses it. Definitely power. 1, 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, winning this match, and the new #1 contender for the RWE United States Championship, Investment, Drayshawn Prince. Where are you going?
Now for the real reason I'm here.
You mean there's a reason?
Yeah, and I wanted to come here and step beside you, you idiot. Now, some of you probably know, if you don't, you've been living under a rock. There's a guy that's in this professional wrestling business. His name is the Problem Child, Aaron Roberts. And if you don't know, we kind of run things in the pro wrestling business, kid. And all I hear is your name everywhere we go is how good he is. Let's go to RWE. Go watch the kid. He's good. He's better than you. He's better than everybody. He's beating everybody. But kid, you ain't beat Aaron Roberts. So I'm going to see if you got some cojones. Because on the 31st, you got a problem, kid. And it's the problem child, Aaron Roberts. And if you don't know who he is, you Google him. Because he is the shit now. So let's see if you got some balls. You show up here on the 31st, kid.
Well, you heard right there, Justin Case is bringing back the problem child, Aaron Roberts. Now, quick history, for anybody that doesn't know, Aaron Roberts has wrestled inside an RWE ring.
Yes, he has.
June 5th of last year, to be exact, when WrestleFest first took place inside the RW Arena, it was the problem child, Aaron Roberts, and the chosen one, Zay Washington, taking on the then RWE Tag Team Champions opposite the track in what was a very good Candidate of the Year match inside of RWE. Well, I know you've had some personal tidings with Aaron Roberts, Cornbread, so give us your opinions on Aaron Roberts before we hear a statement that he had made.
Well, bottom line, Mike, if you're wondering why Justin Case asserted himself and mentioned the problem child, Aaron Roberts, it was what happened on television multiple weeks back in Memphis, Tennessee, what happened on television when, bottom line, the Young Goats split. And one of the main reasons and one of the key ingredients for that split was that man you just saw, Justin Case. And when that team split, Mike, it was personal all the way through. And bottom line, Zay Washington can recover, but Aaron Roberts, he's literally, quote unquote, on a new path, so to speak. And I had an opportunity, along with some of our panel there in Memphis while we was on location for the Associated Press and for Syndication Media Television Partners. We had our television sets on CW30, and we watched the betrayal and all of it, and how all the metamorphosis of this group, or might I say this team, featuring Just In Case and Problem Child Aaron Roberts, all came into being. And bottom line, they said publicly on television that they wanted to make a statement, and they wanted to quote unquote take over every company that they ever put their foot in, and they set their sights set. The next destination's RWE.
See, with me though, what it boils down to was, for the reason of the split, I see where you're getting with Just In Case coming in for the split. But when the team was together, everybody kept talking about the Chosen One this, the Chosen One that. Everybody was trying to push Aaron Roberts to the side because of the name, the Problem Child.
Mm-hmm.
To me, I think the reason why Just In Case was able to easily slither in like the snake that he is due to the fact of Aaron Roberts is jealous.
And also, and let me add to that, Mike. I think also, have you kind of noticed that Just In Case, and Erica, I'm glad you're here. Have both of you kind of noticed a little trend here, or a little bit of a pattern when it comes to Just In Case? The last time he was at RWE, he wanted to quote unquote dilly dally around to a now defunct group,
Mm-hmm.
and try to quote unquote take some of their, no pun intended, profits, so to speak. And now look at what's happened here. He sees that an individual that has got, because keep in mind, there are a lot of people around Memphis television and all, they literally pay attention to what goes on in RWE.
Oh, absolutely.
They do. And especially with the great footage that Erica always provides, which is always greatly appreciated, they pay attention to what goes on in RWE. And don't think for 1 second that Just In Case did not have a plan up his sleeve to try to quote unquote leech again more money and more profitability of someone that quote unquote he feels is a immediate danger to Problem Child Aaron Roberts.
Well, I mean, I completely agree with you on that. And right here, Clay London just topped in and says, Just In Case hasn't seen his feet in 30 years. And he was talking about us fat people. Well, for the ones with what Clay London was saying right there, Just In Case is trying to promote Just In Case yoga.
Don't you actually have to do yoga to promote yoga?
Thank you. Right there. I mean, you literally said it right there.
Just say yoga to promote yoga. I'm sorry.
Well,
it's true.
That it is true. But I'm going to piggyback off what you just said there, Cornbread. Memphis is watching us. But see, not just Memphis. All of the Mid-South states are watching us.
Yeah.
Tennessee, Kentucky, Missouri.
Go outside of that, Mike. Go outside of that. Even folks in Louisville, Kentucky, and multiple places in Kentucky and Michigan and all those, because rumor has it that ain't gonna quote unquote spill the beans here, but rumor has it that some of those competitors want to make their way to RWE.
And see, and you actually just took the words out of my mouth, because I have actually in the RWE inbox resumes after resumes after resumes of professional wrestlers wanting to come to RWE to experience what we have here.
Right.
But back to the point that I was saying, though, is Just In Case is getting inside Aaron Roberts' head. Look, these talents who has been in the business less than you is trying to steal all the glory.
Or trying to take the profit, so to speak.
Right. So hence the reason that Just In Case made the challenge to Drayshawn Prince. Well, I was able to not really get a word with the Problem Child, but
okay,
I did get a video sent in by him. Let's listen to what he has to say. Take a listen.
RWE's been a long time. Yeah, it's been a while since the Problem Child was in town. But y'all been calling me month after month, trying to get me to make my return. But time is money, and I ain't finna waste it. So I sent just in case down a few weeks ago to scout something worth my time, worth my money, worth my investment. You found just that. The investment. Drayshawn Prince. Buddy, you got a big problem coming for you this Saturday. Everybody thinks you're a star. I'm the guy that burns those out. See, I met your type. My tag team partner was your type. And I beat him down and I took his dignity. See, when I tell you got a problem, this ain't me just playing games, dog. You know what's gonna happen. You know what the truth is. Aaron Roberts comes to Grubbs, Arkansas this Saturday. Flanked by my homeboy, just in case. The dirtiest corner man in the business. Drayshawn, you got it really coming, big dog. I'll see you Saturday.
And you saw it right there. But I want to point out one thing that Aaron Roberts said that stuck out.
Okay.
When he laid out his partner.
Yeah, despicable.
With that, though, Drayshawn Prince and Zay Washington have had multiple one-on-one battles.
Yes, they have.
All over Tennessee and Arkansas. So you knew Aaron Roberts was watching the whole entire time.
But let me also throw this question. Sorry to cut you off, Mike. Let me throw this question at you, Erica, since we have you on here. Do you think that maybe just in case maybe gotten inside of the head of Drayshawn Prince a little too much? Or I guess a better question would be, is just in case kind of playing this whole game smart or smarmy?
Okay, honestly, I don't think just in case can only just run his mouth. Because that's all he's really good for. Because, I mean, the entire night, that's all he did. There was multiple people that told him to stop talking. I honestly think that, Justin can talk, but I don't think he's going to get in Drayshawn's head. I think Drayshawn's too smart to let him get into his head. That's coming from my point of view because, I mean, I'm a fan. I also work there. So, I mean, I know Drayshawn, and I'm just like, yeah, no, Justin ain't going to get in his head.
Well, now,
just playing.
well, and hopefully when Mike returns, I'm gonna throw the same question at him. I'm about to throw at you. Do you think Justin Case could be using the problem child Aaron Roberts only for a quote unquote short period of time, or is this a quote unquote long term deal? Trying to get him secured for a possible run at a championship here in RWE.
I think Justin's using him because as long as I've known Justin from other companies and everything, he just uses people to get a title, and then as soon as they lose that title, Justin's on another person.
Well,
I was gonna throw that question at you, Mike.
I want to piggyback off of what Erica just said there. Erica, you just said that anytime Justin Case gets a title with whatever client he's got, they lose that title, he runs away.
Mm-hmm.
When he came in with the West, and I'm going to go ahead and say, when he came in to try and weasel his way into the West Side Misfits, they had no titles. They went to war with the Rat Pack. They lost. Justin ran away. What I think with Justin Case's problem is he feels like he needs to put all of the attention on him. Doesn't matter if it's with the West Side Misfits, if it's with Aaron Roberts, or back in the day, let's say JPJ. Once the attention is taken away from him, he has nothing else to do.
So, in other words, he pretty much has nothing to offer once he rids himself of a quote-unquote client.
I mean, in a way, yes. But let me ask both of y'all this question.
Okay.
What does Justin Case have to offer to get a client besides his mouth?
Dang it!
Well, could I go first on this question?
Yeah, go right
Go
ahead.
ahead.
You know, it's one of the old proverbs and one of the old sayings in business. If you're good at persuading, then you can draw people in. What's one of the you know, Mike, you work in sales, correct?
Mm-hmm. That's every day of the week.
What's one of the key ingredients to pulling people into the sale?
Well, there's multiple factors
Yeah, because we're talking about this subject, but I want to get your take on it.
within sales, and I see where you're going with this.
Right.
It's all about persuasion. If you can persuade the customer, you can sell the customer.
Yep.
But there's a big difference between me in sales and Justin Case and his clients.
Right.
I actually have something to sell. What does Justin Case have to persuade? He has no titles. He can't guarantee titles. He can't guarantee fame, and he can't guarantee glory.
And I mean, because my only quote unquote deal is with Justin Case is other than well traveled and experiences out of the well traveled art of this business. I think right now, if anybody literally decides to quote unquote get behind the methods of Justin Case, they'll probably fall for it. And I think one of the main reasons why they want to do that is because, one, they want to add to their resume. To say, hey, I ended up having someone manage you. But Mike, you and I have seen this in RWE history. There have been a lot of successful managers.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not talking quote unquote seconds. We're talking successful managers. In this company, in the 2-year run of this company, we've seen a lot of successful managers that literally talk all the big game they want and can get under the skin of you and I and Erica, and get under the skin of the fans, and get under the skin of Joey Britt. What's been the one common denominator? They've all won championships. Other than the Walt, they've all won championships. We have yet to see Justin Case pull the trigger here.
Well, my question is with Justin Case bringing the problem child in, there's no titles on the line.
Right.
Is this match about jealousy, pride, or glory? Something that Drayshawn Prince has already got the pride. He's already got the glory. He really has nothing to be jealous of. Everything that he has gotten, he has earned, whether it be in RWE or any other promotion that he has been to. And I will go ahead and say it on the air. Literally 3 weeks ago, he just won the SCW Junior Heavyweight Championship. So Drayshawn Prince is a multi-time champion throughout Tennessee, Arkansas, Missouri, Kentucky. Anywhere he's gone, he has been a champion.
And I know we can say the same thing concerning the problem child Aaron Roberts, because he's a former tag team champion. He's no stranger to gold. But I threw this question to Erica, Mike, and I'm gonna throw it at you.
Go right ahead.
Just in case situation. Is his alliance with the problem child, is it a short-term deal just to try to get what he can off of him? Or could this be a long-term process in which could lead him or the problem child to challenge for gold here at RWE?
I have an answer for that, but before we get my answer, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll have more on the Drayshawn Prince problem child problems, plus new tag team champions crowned.
In the old days, professional wrestling rose up from their individual territories and exploded onto the national scene. Throughout the years, we've seen attitude, an era of extreme, and times of ruthless aggression. Yet the fans still wanted something just for themselves. A mix of everything they loved from childhood to retirement. This is your time. Your time to fall back in love with professional wrestling. This is RWE. RWE Wrestling, 301 East Barnwell Road in Grubbs, Arkansas, with live shows every Saturday night. Doors open at 5:30, bell time is at 7:30. General admission is just $5. Floor seats are just $6. RWE Wrestling, every Saturday night. Be the revolution.
Planning a wedding, party, school dance, or event? ST Entertainment can help you with all of your audio needs. Whether it is formal, semi-formal, or casual, whether it is a large venue or small, ST Entertainment has you covered with the best music, party lights, and high-quality sound for your events needs. ST Entertainment has a huge music selection from all music genres, and we can cater to your music tastes and that of your guests. Call us today for a quote before your special day is booked up, and let ST Entertainment help make your event unforgettable for you and all of your guests. 870-262-7742. That's 870-262-7742. Call today.
And we are back. Now, Cornbread, you asked, is this a short term or a long term with Justin Case and the problem child?
No.
To me, that all depends on what the outcome of this Saturday night is going to be, because no, there is no titles on the line. But if Aaron Roberts is able to defeat Drayshawn Prince, where does that put Drayshawn Prince on the scale being the number one contender for the United States Championship, a title that he was the very first one to hold? So do I see this as
classic matches that he's had this year?
Right. So do I see this as long term? If Aaron Roberts can defeat Drayshawn Prince, then yes.
And I'm following, and I'm gonna follow that story very closely.
Right.
Continue.
But if Drayshawn Prince can overcome the problem child, I see this maybe as a one-off, because go back through history. How many times has Aaron Roberts defeated the Chosen One in a one-on-one match?
Question. A very good question.
If memory serves me correctly, it is a 3-1 Chosen One over the problem child. So that goes hand in hand right there. But I also got a video earlier on today from Drayshawn Prince regarding this weekend. So take a listen.
What a beautiful day. Aaron, problem child, Aaron Roberts. It is finally time for you and I to be in the ring one-on-one. It has to be right here in RWE, of course. So, your man Justin K said a lot a couple weeks ago about how problem child's this and the problem child's that. And honestly, he's right. You are pretty cool, man. You're former tag team champion, former champion really everywhere you go. But so am I. And like you said, like Justin Case said, everyone who talks about me talks about how good I am, how great I am. I don't really deal with other people telling me how great I am. The only thing I like to do is prove how great I am. And honestly, I couldn't think of a better opponent, a better person to introduce you to RWE the right way than the investment, Drayshawn Prince. So Aaron, problem child, whatever you want me to call you, I'll see you Saturday. And if you don't bring your A game, I'm gonna pop you in the mouth. And just in case, I got something for you too. You're both welcome for the profit though.
And you see it right there. Drayshawn Prince is not minced for words. He's ready for this Saturday night. But the question is the RWE fan base ready?
I'm sorry, Mike. We had a lot of satellite issues. Go ahead and repeat that question. I still apologize for the
you're
audio
good.
and everything.
We already know that Drayshawn Prince is ready for Saturday.
Yeah.
We know that the problem child and Justin Case is ready for Saturday.
Uh-huh.
But the question is the RWE fan base ready for this type of match? With it being the last match of the year, could this match already be added as a match of the year candidate?
Easily, yes. And I mean easily, yes. With the styles that these two literally present, and if you haven't watched any Aaron Roberts matches, what are you waiting on? Just if you want to preview what goes down Saturday, best for you to be watching. I know some folks will be watching Saturday morning on CW30, but nevertheless, want a little bit of a taste of what you're going to be seeing this Saturday. I'll advise you to really, I guess you could say, fasten your seatbelts, because this one was going to be a ride. And Mike, you and I was there, and I think Erica was there as well. When we literally saw that match that you mentioned with Young Goats and Opposites Attract, we sat there and literally were in all this of that match in its entirety.
Absolutely. I mean,
from start to finish.
Me and you were literally both standing because of that.
And Terrence Ward.
Absolutely. Which we do want to wish him a very happy new year as well.
Absolutely.
But I know you got to leave here in about 10 minutes, Cornbread. But I want to ask you something real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
There is a gentleman by the name of Astonishing Awesome Mulitalo.
Yes.
Someone you know quite fairly well. He had his first ever match in RWE during the Christmas show 2 weeks ago. And actually, let me go ahead and pull that ending of that match up.
Mm-hmm.
And just take a look, and then we'll talk a little bit about that match, because I heard from the grapevine he sent us a video in explaining what may happen on New Year's.
Right.
Right there by Lee Michaels. 1, 2, 3. Shell Sports. You can hear the fans chant the way they feel. But as I was saying,
And you guys saw it right there. Lee Michaels, literally a veteran of RWE, tried to use the brass knucks. It backfired, but was able to turn into a devastating cutter and get the win over Austin Militalo. Well, I got word that we will hear for the first time from Lee Michaels this Saturday night, ever since the devastating loss to Josh Cross just a little over 4 weeks ago. Well, I mentioned it before we played that clip that we had actually had a video sent in to us by Austin Militalo explaining New Year's. Take a listen.
Let's roll it.
Revolutionary Wrestling Entertainment. If you do not know who I am, let me proudly introduce myself. I am the 22-year-old, hair-slicking, drop-kicking, crowd-pleasing, mom-teasing, clean-cut, professional wrestler, astonishing Austin Mulitalo. And 2 weeks ago, I made my in-ring debut at RWE at Deck the Halls in Grubbs, Arkansas. And I went up against RWE veteran and Hall of Famer Lee Michaels. And Lee, we were having such a great match. I was enjoying it, the fans was enjoying it, everybody was enjoying it. And then at the end of the match, you knew that you couldn't hang with the astonished one, you couldn't get the job done. So what'd you do? You pulled out brass knuckles, hit me in my jaw with that cutter. 1, 2, 3, you beat me. Way to go, buddy. And here's the thing. I told everybody there that I don't play to get fair. I play to get even. And on December 31st, when I return to RWE, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Because, Lee, this match of ours, this will be a very special match. As for it will be my 50th match in the professional wrestling business. So RWE fans, Lee Michael, you all better be ready to be astonished. And I will see you then. Goodbye.
Now, tell us a little bit from what you know of Austin Militalo.
He first, when he first burst onto the scene in Arkansas wrestling, previous to RWE, he quickly became the Legacy Junior Champion. And right after winning that title, he suffered a shoulder injury. I mean, he was one of the newest kids on the block, so to speak, and he had the fastest run. And one thing about him is he has that combined speed, because he got a ton of speed. And don't let that look fool you. He's got a ton of speed. He's an excellent striker, and he knows how to get inside your opponent's head. And a lot of times, and he's when you see him come out for the very first time, like I did, he was just at first he normally come out t-shirt like, but when he switched up, when he became a champion, he switched up everything and started going mink coats and all that. And he's a current 2-time Legacy Junior Champion. But the one thing he's literally said publicly, and he had to pay attention to publicly, is his injury. Because prior to coming back, he actually suffered a shoulder and an arm injury, which literally cost him month plus of action. And now, and I've even had a question, while doing filming and everything, I even had a question that I said on the air, with you being one of our executive producers. I said, did this guy come back too soon? And he literally proved me wrong. He did not come back too soon. but he still competes with that brace.
Mm-hmm.
But now really comes the big question, Mike. With that brace being on, how long will that brace be on? Number one. Number two, will you see anybody try to go after that shoulder or even go after the arm? Because he had shoulder and arm injuries before, even prior coming to RWE. Now that he's in RWE, what will happen with the shoulder and the arm? Will it be able to hold up and stand tall?
And see, that right there is a good question because, and as bad as I don't want to admit it, but this past Saturday night or this 2 weeks ago, Just In Case said it perfectly. With that arm being injured, the arm and the shoulder, like you've been talking about, with him wearing that brace and that KT tape on it, is that a bullseye? Is that going to hinder him in any type of match? Because from the match, and Erica can agree to it, is
Yeah, I was going to ask her to jump in on this.
Austin, with the match he had with Lee, literally was a match of the year candidate because I had messaged you to add it to our list. That was number 15, I believe.
Yeah, because the list jumped up to 18.
Right. But it really did
18.
It did not seem to slow him down. To me, it seemed like it fueled him even more.
I think so too. Go ahead, Erica.
Oh, for sure. Like, you couldn't tell that Austin was injured at all except for the brace. Because he and Lee were both flying the entire time. Like, I don't think there's ever really a point except for whenever Lee was getting the brass knuckles that they actually really stopped. But
I mean, that's absolutely correct on that. But Robert, I'm going to ask you one more question because I know you got to get going because you got to finish up with the AP before Saturday. With Austin's 50th match coming up this Saturday night, from somebody like me and you've called over hundreds of matches. I'm hitting my 150th match in 2 weeks to be exact.
Mm-hmm.
As a young professional wrestler, especially at 22, for only being in the business maybe a year and a half, 2 at the most, I believe.
Yeah, he's a baby in this business.
50th match. That right there has got to be a milestone in its own.
And I'll add to that, Mike. Having seen him compete prior to RWE, I say he will be. I say if he remains in RWE, he could be a major threat. And I think JPJ knows what I'm talking about. He could be a major threat to anybody holding a singles title. I'm telling you what I know. This Mulatalo, yeah, astonishing one. You may not think this guy can fool you. He will fool you in a heartbeat. He certainly fooled Lee Michaels.
Mm-hmm.
In that match, he certainly fooled him. But bottom line, we know what Lee Michaels can do. And now, let's see what happens with Mulatalo. Let's see how quote-unquote revolutionary he can be.
Right. Well, I'm going to ask you one quick question. Don't need an explanation on it because I'm going to ask you again Saturday night.
Go for it.
But if Mulatalo is a long player in RWE, top opponent you believe Mulatalo would fare great against?
If I have my list, I'll go these 4 individuals. I would go Lee Michaels. I would go Drayshawn Prince. I would go Ray Ivy. And honestly speaking, I'm going JPJ on this one.
Well, we had 3 out of the 4 right. I wasn't even thinking about JPJ. I was thinking Lee, Drayshawn, Ray, and Josh Cross was my 4th one.
Mm-hmm.
But Cornbread, thank you for joining us here tonight. get well, rest up, because I know Saturday night we've got a long night.
Well, I gotta rest up because I will be on television next.
Right. So
Have
we'll
fun.
see you this Saturday night again. Welcome back. We missed you.
Miss you guys too. Miss you, Erica.
Miss you.
We're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, our next guest, our next co-host, some call him crazy,
Oh,
some
God.
call him insane. I just call him Split. You'll know who I'm talking about.
I know.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to remind you that there is so much more to RWE Wrestling than to watching it on YouTube and Facebook. You need to come out and see it live. Folks, there's nothing like coming out here and getting the full experience. There's so much we cannot show you because we don't have the time. There's a lot that goes on out here every week. Remember, when you come out Saturday night, every Saturday night, we have an event scheduled. 7 p.m. is the bell time at the Community Center in Grubbs, Arkansas. And while you're out here, you can partake in the full experience. We've got Granny's Grub Shack right behind me. I'm telling you, you've never had food like this. Folks, I am a big fan. They have a cheeseburger, a french fry, and lemonade or an iced tea combo. Once you pay for your meal, you get free refills on your drink for the rest of the night, and it's just $5. And I'm telling you, you can't get food like this good anywhere else. Also, we've got memorabilia and collector's items that you can get out here, not just for wrestling, but horror, comic books, you name it, it's out here. We've got pop vinyl figures. All you got to do is just come out here and look. We've got several vendors set up. They'll take care of you. It's more than just coming out here and watching wrestling. Not that the wrestling isn't enough in its own. We've got to have all of it. You got to have all of it. So come on out Saturday night, bell time at 7 o'clock, and we'll be back with more in just a little while.
All right, and we are back. Yes. So, Erica, I'm going to go ahead and ask you, because you've watched the Power Hour, but you've never really been on it.
Once.
Okay, once. But with everything that we've got going on leading up to this Saturday night, you've been with us, going on almost 9 months now?
In January, it'll be a year.
Oh. Okay. It's been that long?
Yeah.
Hey, this year, I'm not gonna lie, this year has flown by. But I was looking in the comments that people were asking what time the doors are gonna open. The doors will be opening at the normal time at 5:30. I'm gonna go ahead and get our flyer up here so you guys can see it. You guys kind of see it right there, but the doors will be opening at 5:30. The pricing will stay the same: $5 for general admission, $6 if you want to get ringside action. Doors open at 5:30 with the special start time of 8 p.m. Now, we will do like we did last year. We will actually go all the way up until midnight, and we'll be ringing in the new year the only way we can, and that's RWE. So we would love to see each and everybody out there, because I believe Granny's got a few tricks up, or a few deals that she's going to possibly have up her sleeve.
Oh, let's hope.
For the New Year's dinner, because I know last year she did the black eyed peas with cabbage and ham. So who knows what she's got going on this year. In the year that you've been with us, Erica, what has been the most memorable match for you?
I have a few, actually. Because, there was the death match between Ray and Lee, because that was intense.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got the match with Bray and Ray that went everywhere. And then the West Side Misfit and Rat Pack Street Fight.
Right. Those three matches right there are all on the Match of the Year candidates. Now, aside from that, we've had several stars come and go throughout this whole entire year. Out of the ones that are here, what was the most memorable superstar return or debut that you was able to witness at RWE?
Well, I mean, Austin Bolo was kind of cool coming in. Because, I mean, when I first got there, I hadn't even heard of him. And then he brings the Reaper in. I'm just like, okay, we're doing this. So he's pretty cool. And then Austin's entrance was awesome because, I mean, that coat. That was cool.
Well,
but like most of the people that was there whenever I got there, there's been most of them there the entire year.
Mm-hmm. Now, let's go ahead and go into the Christmas show because, I mean, with you being our videographer and photographer, you're like myself and Cornbread. You're literally up close and in the action.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and talk about it. The 6-person. Well, actually, before we get into that, because we're going to lead into that match. At the beginning of the show, Ray Ivy came out, the current RWE Junior Heavyweight Champion, and issued the open challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever expect it to be Josh Cross?
No, not really. I was thinking, like Bray or Lee, one of the revolutionaries, one of the revolution to probably do it. Because, I mean, they're all one in gold. But
right.
Josh, I didn't think he would do it.
Now, you've known Ray and Josh for several years now.
Yeah.
Inside the business. I mean, the days and I'm going to just say the town, from the days from Tuckerman to the days that they was down in Ola, Arkansas, to now, they have literally battled together and against each other for, gosh, almost 12, 13 years now.
Mm-hmm.
The ending of the match, I mean, this was a hard-hitting match. And let's go ahead and take a look at the ending of the match. And then we're going to talk about the match that follows. Take a look.
Oh, my God.
And you saw right there at the end of that match, the Revolution comes in and ends up costing Josh Cross a second singles title, because the only singles title he has ever held in RWE was the Hardcore Championship that he defeated Ray for. Well, that led up to a reunion that I don't think you've seen in a long time, because I remember you do them as the team before, but they reunited as the Lost Souls coming into the Christmas show. That match right there, how hard was it for you to try and keep on the action throughout the whole entire match?
Oh, it was hard. I mean, I ended up getting on the ramp and going almost all the way back to the curtain just so I can get a shot at everything. Because you had one group in the ring, one group on one side of the ring, one group on the far corner. I'm like, yeah, this ain't gonna happen if me right beside everybody. So it's just easier getting on the ramp and getting the full shot.
Right. Well, this was actually Allie's second actual match inside of RWE, not including her winning the Thanksgiving Throwdown over the top Battle Royal. But let's take a look at the end of the match, and then we're going to talk about it, and then we're going to bring in our next guest. And you had actually messaged me in the green room, and yes, it is correct. It is the Reaper, or the revived Austin Bolo.
Yay.
Will be on the show to help us finish out the rest of the show, but he also has a big night coming up as well.
Oh, yeah.
We'll bring him on later on, but take a look at the end of the 6-person tag.
Look at that. Oh, look at that. Shot by the back here by Callie. Look out. I guess Callie forgot to know that Ray loves pain. Looks like Ray Allie's trying to see what the red had a touchdown couldn't do. Run! Oh, this went right into the off. Was right. Shot to the head right there by Ray Allie. And look at that. Allie Sandler runs right into a chair.
Hey, he might actually be done.
Weren't you rooting for him earlier on in the match? Also earlier, you were rooting on him earlier in the night. Look at this inside the ring. Don't think for the knee. Let's catch it here. Oh, field goal kick right to the side of the head. 1, 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, winners of this match. Lost Souls.
And you guys saw it right there. The Lost Souls victorious. And it was a bad night for the Revolution because Lee Michaels was the only one out of the whole entire night was able to get a win. Dirty as it may have been, a win is a win. But either way, the biggest question now I want to ask you is, with the New Year show coming up, who do you think would step up to Ray Ivy to challenge for the Junior Heavyweight Championship?
It could be anybody, really. I mean, you have some people who want to get the title just because they haven't had it. And then you have people who's had it and want it back. Like, you could have Bray come and try to get it back. You could have, unfortunately saying this, CJ Jenkins coming in and getting it, try to get it. Even though it'd be kind of a little bit stupid for him to try after what Ray did to him in the last show he was at.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, he threw him into chairs.
Right.
Over the railing.
Let's go ahead and bring in our special co-host for the second half of the show. We already said his name earlier. It is Austin the Revived, or his name right down here is actually the Reaper. Bolo, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing just fine. How are you?
We are doing pretty good. I wanted to ask you your take on leading up to what we have seen so far on the Christmas show, leading up to the New Year's show. We're going to get to your match here in just a few moments. But with Ray Ivy holding the junior heavyweight title and literally defeating almost every single newcomer for that title, how hard do you think it would be for anybody to try and come in and take it off of him?
Well, we've been talking about match of the year candidates, and we all know the dog collar match that the Reaper and Ray Ivy had, well, Suicide King had, was a match that will be talked about for years. And if the Angel of Death couldn't take it off the Suicide King, I don't know who will. But you talked about this young guy over here. He is a really, really good friend of mine. I met him I've worked with him in multiple shows. I would like to see Astonishing Austin Mulitalo take a shot at Ray Ivy. I feel like they would put on a banger of a match. And let me tell you, this guy has talent. He is the it factor in RWE.
Well, I mean, I cannot deny anything like that. I mean, the match that he put on with Lee Michaels on the Christmas show on the 17th literally ended up becoming match number 15 for match of the year. But speaking match of the years, you've got a couple match of the years candidates as well from this year. I mean, you had your first time coming into RWE this year, you literally took on JPJ
For the United States title.
Absolutely. He was the United States champion at the time. You also took him on for the heavyweight title as well, and you literally took him to his limit both times. I mean, literally, you coming into RWE, nobody has hardly ever heard of you. You come in, you make a major impact here at RWE. How does that feel, not only as a person, but as a wrestler or professional in this business?
You know, it's hard getting your name out there, especially, you know, if you're only promoting yourself, and you're not going to get anywhere if you don't promote yourself. But it's great to have a great company like RWE to be behind me and putting me on posters, putting me in these types of matches. And, you know, I'm not super green, but I'm still kind of new to the business myself. I've been in the business 5 years. But me coming into RWE was probably one of the best decisions I've ever made for my career. So it has made a major impact on me. And I felt like I had these big shoes to fill when I came there. And I feel like I've been putting on great match after great match after great match after great match. And it's all led up to this Saturday.
And speaking of this Saturday, you laid out the challenge 3 weeks ago. And that was, you wanted to take on all three members of the Orchestrated Rebellion to earn a shot at the RWE United States Championship against the now champion Jordy Randall. You was able to not really easily, but you barely scathed the first two matches.
Correct.
Going into the third match against Jay Stevens, it ended up being a disqualification, which still earned you the win. But it was what happened afterwards when all four men decided to beat you down and then threw on, hey, you're in your title shot now instead of at the New Year's show. When you heard that, what went through your mind?
You know, after week after week after week of getting beat down by TOR, I wasn't surprised. They're underhanded, they're dirty, they're slimy. Some of them even stink, dude. Like, have you even been around some of them in the locker room?
I try not to go in the locker room when they're there.
Anyways, when he told me that he was doing the United States Championship match then and there, I wasn't shocked. I didn't have any fight left in me. They had beat the crap out of me. And it took everything that I had to make it through that gauntlet match. That I won. With one arm.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that one arm. How is that arm feeling?
Well, last week, I went to the doctor, and they said they couldn't do anything for it. So I resorted to some darker means, and let's just say the other guy took care of it for me. So let that be a warning come Saturday that I'm 110% ready for whatever Joey picks as the stipulation this Saturday.
See, I was actually going to ask because the match is signed. It will be Austin, the revived Austin Bolo, taking on the RWE United States Champion Jordy Randall in a stipulation that only Joey will pick. We don't know what type of stipulation it is. I've tried to talk with him about it this whole entire week so far. The only thing he would have told me to say is we have plenty of surprises in store for this Saturday night.
You know, you speak of surprises this Saturday night, and I wouldn't be surprised if TOR even tried to get involved in the match. But what they don't understand is that it's just not going to be the revived one. It's not just going to be the Reaper. This is a whole new persona that's being formed where the Reaper and the revived one are actually on the same page for once. And you know what's crazy about that? The Reaper and the revived one don't get along. But he has pushed both of us to our limit to where we're both sick of him. And now he's going to have to meet this new persona, a balanced and harmonized Austin the Reaper Bolo.
Well, I spoke with you, what was it, Monday night, because a video was sent in to me and I had shared it to you. We're going to go ahead and play that video, but Jordy Randall had a few words to say about you, and then you turned around and sent me a video back, and we'll be playing both videos back to back. So, but take a listen to what the United States champion had to say.
Bolo, I've seen you trying to act tough over the past couple of weeks on social media, and all I have to ask is, what key should I write the elegy for when I kill the Reaper?
Kill the Reaper.
Good luck with that.
You had sent me a video, and I want to get your words after we play this video, but I want to show the RWE fan base what you had sent me. Take a listen.
Myths, legends, passed down through the generations, telling stories to children, adults, about figures. Well, this figure, the Reaper, has been around since the dawn of time. You talk about killing the Reaper, but Jordy Randall, let me tell you something. Come this Saturday at RWE, New Year's Eve, you're not only going up against the revived one, you will lose the United States Championship to Austin the Reaper Bolo. Because I'm coming for you, Jordy Randall. I want your soul. The sweet, sweet taste of your soul. I will walk out the new United States champion. Fear the Reaper.
Wow. With you having to battle literally the Reaper side and the Revive side, how can I put this? And please, I don't mean anything mean or unbiased about this, but I'm surprised with you having to battle both of those inside of you at all times that you're not inside of a psychiatric ward.
You know, any normal person, it would break. It would break down their mind, psyche, anything about them, it would crush. But when you learn to accept the darkness inside you your life becomes so much easier, so much more to entertain. And, people talk about these voices in my head saying that I'm crazy, that I'm insane, that everything about me is just wild. But when you start listening, everything becomes so much easier. You saw me touch the bare flame with my hand as soon as I flipped. No pain. Those veins bursting out of me healed my shoulder. I had a torn rotator cuff, and it's healed. What normal man can do that?
That is true.
You know why? Because I'm not normal.
Well, now my next question to you is, and it actually involves two people that you are very familiar with. Earlier on in the night, actually, it was actually later on in the night, Joey had, or the former RWE Tag Team Champions, the Scallywags, had relinquished the RWE Tag Team titles due to Caden having to go undergo therapy. And we do wish Caden a very fast and speedy recovery.
Prayers going up.
Thank you. But as soon as the tag titles were relinquished, out come the LA Hustlers. Two people that you are very familiar with on the same side as well as the opposite side.
Correct.
Taking on one of the members of the gauntlet match and a masked tag team partner. Thank you. Something, or as just in case called them Weed Eater and Lawnmower. But they literally went toe to toe with with the Hustlers, who ended up becoming a 3-time RWE Tag Team Champions. And we're gonna go ahead and play the ending of that match real quick, and then I want to get your thoughts about the LA Hustlers, because we've never really sat down and talked about them and what they by chance have in store for RWE later on down the road. Now that they're going into the ending of the new year as tag champs, take a listen.
He right to the midsection of Rough Shot. And now, using the rope, makes the tag. On that thing comes in and
It looked like a well-oiled machine.
I mean, I kind of agree with you on that one.
It kind of looked like the nightmare. That reminded me of the nightmare.
I said about Rough Shot. Notice Dino coming in from behind. Ref trying to get control of this match.
I don't think he wants to help him.
Oh, look at the miscommunication there. Oh, the forearm shot to the back.
Uh-oh, what's that? Good night.
This could be it. The Hustle drive-by. Roll for the cover. 1, 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, winner of this match, and the new RWE Tag Team Champions, Rough Shot, Lemon, Notorious Still, LA Hustlers.
Now I want to ask you, Erica. Now that the Hustlers are 3-time RWE Tag Team Champions, what does that mean for the tag team scene in RWE?
Oh, that means it's going to get a lot tougher. Because, I mean, LA Hustlers, they are hardworking guys. And they have some of... Sorry about that.
That's okay.
They have some of the hardest moves that I've ever seen. And those guys are tall. Say hi. This is the little one, sorry.
Hey, that's not a problem.
He wants my iPad. Sorry. And, I mean, they're tall guys. I mean, I know I'm short. No. I know I'm short, but they're tall guys. So, anybody that's going to go against them is going to have to deal with them being super tall.
Right. Now, Reaper, I don't know if you can hear me or not, but I want to get your take on the same question that I just asked Erica. With the Hustlers now being 3-time tag team champions, what does the tag team scene mean to them now?
Well, the Hustlers being 3-time RWE Tag Team Champions, that there's a bar set. Like, as soon as they capture the titles, the bar is set up here. Bar is already set. And tag team wise, what do we got? Lost Souls. We got the Revolution. I know I'm missing some tag teams. Come on, help me out, Mike.
You got the TOR. Anybody? I mean,
those 3 teams.
You and Mulitalo. I mean, if you guys ever tagged, I mean,
we were actually funny you bring that up. We were sitting back in the locker room the other night talking about that. It was just an idea, but it's been bounced around. Call ourselves Double A or something like that.
hey, it works. But okay, so we're at the point of the show where I want to get your guys' opinions on matches that we're gonna have for sure this coming Saturday night. And the first one is, and you heard you heard Austin Mulitalo say it earlier on. This Saturday night, he's challenging Lee Michaels to a rematch. Bolo, I want to get your thought on who you think would walk away the winner of that match.
Well, you see, I'm biased, man. Like, I've worked Lee Michaels multiple times. Lee is a threat in the ring. But I got to go with the underdog, man. Austin Mulitalo is the underdog, if there ever is one. And, like I said, I'm a little biased. Got one of his little bracelets. But he's coming in with he's like he said in his promo, he's coming in to get even. And brass knuckles or not, I think Mulitalo is going to pull the victory over Lee Michaels Saturday night.
Erica, same question to you. Mulitalo or Michaels?
Honestly, thinking I'm saying Austin. I mean, Lee's good. He's been in the business for years, but Austin's young. He can be fast. So Lee's just gonna have to keep up with him.
Okay. Now, Bolo, you cannot answer this question, but Erica, Bolo, or Randall?
Bolo or who? Sorry, I can't.
Bolo versus Jordy Randall for the U.S. title.
Bolo for sure.
Mike, how about you? What's your opinion, since I can't answer it?
As much as I like both styles, this one is going to be hard, only for the simple fact is you've got a little bit more experience than Jordy Randall does. Jordy Randall's been in the business maybe a little over a year and a half, 2 years. You've been in it, like you said, a little over 5. I hate to say it, but I think Randall may pull away with the win, depending on what. Only reason why I say that, depending on the stipulation, if he's going to use the TOR or not.
Fair. That's a fair opinion.
And then the last match, and this is for both of you guys. First time ever in RWE. It'll be Drayshawn, the investment, Drayshawn Prince, taking on the problem child, Aaron Robert. First time ever in RWE. Bolo, your pick.
I've watched both of these men in multiple companies. I've seen Aaron Roberts and American Hostile, a company I used to wrestle for in the state of Missouri. And I've seen Drayshawn have a match of the year with not just JPJ, but the unbreakable Michael Elgin. So, Drayshawn has the speed. Aaron Roberts has the power. It's just going to be who gets over on the other one. It's a really tough decision. I'm going to have to go with the high-flying Drayshawn Prince on this one.
Hey, that's respectable. Erica?
I would probably go with Drayshawn as well, because, I have never even heard of the problem child before. So, I'm just biased and going with Drayshawn.
I think with me, as much as I like Drayshawn Prince. I've seen Aaron Roberts wrestle against high flyers before in the team of Opposites Attract in the first ever RWE WrestleFest. This one is going to be a tough one for me, but if it comes down to power and experience, I'm probably going to pick Roberts.
Good pick. It's power versus speed.
And see that, but also at the same sense, experience will also play a factor in it too.
You're absolutely correct. Aaron Roberts has a lot of experience across multiple states.
Absolutely. And seeing Drayshawn Prince has multiple championships, most of them here in the state of Arkansas, but I believe it's going to be that more traveled that Aaron Roberts has. And
it's going to be 50-50, man.
And you see Drayshawn Prince here saying he has power too, and he does. I mean, literally, to be able to avalanche suplex and then kip up in the center of that ring, be able to powerbomb Michael Elgin, and then go from a Death Valley driver into a sit-down powerbomb. I mean, you've got to have the power that Drayshawn Prince does.
He is. He's got power to him. He stays in the gym.
Well, but Erica, Reaper, I appreciate you guys coming on tonight. I know we're getting ready for a big show this Saturday night. Once again, it is the end of the era, the beginning of a new regime. And that being RWE's New Year's show taking place this Saturday night, 301 East Farm Road, Grubbs, Arkansas. Doors are going to open at 5:30 with the bell time at 8 p.m. Also, may be going live just a little bit before showtime to maybe get some picks from other wrestlers regarding the matches that is going on that night. Once again, for Erica Black with Black Spectrum Photography, Austin the Reaper Bolo, I am the voice of the RWE, DJ Mike T. We will see you guys this night.
Good night, everybody.
And as always, be safe, be real, and as Cornbread says, be revolutionary. We'll see you guys this Saturday night.
The RWE Power Hour is an exclusive presentation of Revolutionary Wrestling Entertainment. Be sure to catch all of the action live every Saturday night at RWE Arena, 301 East Barnwell Road in Grubbs, Arkansas. Doors open at 5:30, bell time is at 7:30. And don't forget to tune in next Tuesday night at 7:30 as DJ Mike T and Cornbread Chris Heineken recap all of the latest news, updates, and information about Revolutionary Wrestling Entertainment. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, so long from Grubbs, Arkansas.